Okay, and we are live. Today is 18th of September, and this is OSRA Scrum. Here is Craig, Motas, and Nikita and me, full team. Well, great. Let's start, man. Oh, and I thought I shared my screen. Did I? No.
I didn't see anything.
No.
Yeah, it's true. Okay. Yeah. Now it should.
Yay.
Okay, great. Well, Nikita.
Sure. Well, Craig and I did a good amount of work today. Basically, there's not a single open pull request left. We closed Sly's old pull request that Craig has taken over and refactored, and we've merged in everything that was waiting. We've had to do a little bit of work, I guess, to figure a few things out, but basically at this point, what was everything that we did, Craig? I'm actually having trouble remembering.
There was...
So is it the organizations?
Yeah, the organization CRUD. There was further within the year of the autumn
of a branch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the date of birth of the orphan within 1 year of father's death constraint. So yeah, we got that.
And then, Mortisum, you spotted a mistake in
the branch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you asked.
Yeah, and Nikita's
That
just
was
merged that. So
yeah.
Yeah, we seem to be picking up some momentum again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. So yeah, I'm continuing to work on the story linking a sponsor with an orphan. I think Morrisum, you said that you would like to clear up with the client exactly how they see that feature working. So I'm doing a few things in the meantime, but it would be good to know exactly how they want this to happen. And the only thing sort of blocking me at the moment is my unfamiliarity with scopes, but I'm educating myself. So everything's fine.
Okay, great. Well, Morrison?
Yes, I was updating the ERD, the entity relationship diagram, based on the new information we found out about the status and some of the different ways the models interact with each other from the client.
Did you update it here, or you updated it in?
I am still updating it. I did not publish it on Agile Ventures yet. I had a meeting with the team, the client team as well. Had some questions previously, including one of the questions of Nikita's story, related to Nikita's stories. They explained a little bit on how they see this story, the linking happening, but I kind of asked them to just solidify it in a document and list like either steps or maybe a high-level wireframe of what pages they need to find out in each of the pages and how they move as a workflow. So they are doing this, and I clarified some of the earlier questions with them. So one of the things that I found out, for example, they raised an issue the last meeting with them about editing the OSRA ID for a partner. Now they said they don't want that to happen. They want the ability to delete a partner once they found out that the province was chosen by mistake. And they said for this phase, they're okay with having it deleted and having all of its list and orphans deleted as well, because they will spot the mistake early on before they start doing any sponsorship links. They said in future phases, maybe phase 2, they will be looking at something like approval workflow, where an employee will create a partner and then it goes to the admin or the manager to approve. Once that is approved, then the province cannot be changed, and then so that to prevent this kind of mistake. But for now, they want it to be allowed to be deleted.
And does that sounds like a much better idea? But does that cascade into?
It will cascade to the lists, orphan list, and the orphans linked to that partner.
So we basically we hope that they catch that mistake early on.
Yes, he said that the current workflow is that now they are importing, they will start importing existing data. So automatically the application will generate the orphan number IDs for them. So they will notice that if the ID is different than what they have on their sheets directly, and that when they will find out this mistake and then delete this partner and then recreate again with the province, the correct province.
Okay, so for now, should we delete this user story and estimate this one's deletion, or shouldn't we now make any deletion because it can be done by admin?
You mean this?
You always can delete partner by admin, right?
No. Currently, we don't have delete. We removed it specifically because they said we don't want deletion originally. So now we need to add back deletion and another story to prevent changing the province. So in Pivotal Tracker, I added two stories, and there is one story that needs to be deleted in Pivotal Tracker to make this exactly the way they want it. But I did not do that. I just wanted to see everybody's opinion on this first.
I'm happy for the story to be deleted because we want to do what they want at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Okay, so this story should we put, I don't know, to Icebox or delete it?
The one that says regenerate OSRA ID, yes. This one needs to be deleted.
Okay, close. Oh no, it's not work this way. I have delete.
You have delete.
Okay. Well,
no, not that one.
Why not? Okay, good job. Good job. Yeah. Okay. So what else do you have to say?
And I mean, while working on the ERD, I also had some questions for them, and I haven't finalized it yet. But I think Greg will hate me for this. But the organization part also still needs some work. I mean,
that's fine. That's not a problem.
This time we are removing attributes, so they just want name and code for an organization. That's it.
Okay. Madison, what about added an orphan list story? I saw that Sampriti said that he won't be able to finish this.
Yes. I did not look at this. I thought Nikita maybe was like he's the one who responded to Sampriti at that time. I was not online. So I did not look into details on that branch, but it seems Sampriti is giving it up to us, and we have to take it. One of us will have to take this. So
what's
today, yeah. No, I'm just saying that today I was busy with the ARD and maybe the rest of the day as well. So I will not look at this. Maybe tomorrow, or if Nikita or Greg will look into this. I
can just tell you, so what Sampriti said was that he's implemented, I think, a large majority of it. He created the model, and he introduced the paperclip gem to handle the uploads. And the last functionality that he needs to implement is the integration with S3.
And the tests.
And tests, right. So, and in fact, he thought that he might be able to handle the S3 himself within, I don't know what, today, tomorrow, so that the only thing that would be left would be the test. So maybe we can give him one more day to see if he actually does the S3.
Yeah, I mean, if we're all busy, then there is...
Well, if we have a day, I don't know, because Modasem, I thought that we have 1 day to receive an answer. Guys, I have a question related to that. what does it mean he didn't write tests? Are we writing tests before development or not?
We, we are, sure. If
Yes?
anybody asks.
This is something he was developing solo, so
No, it doesn't matter solo or not, but we, we are out. We develop tests first, or we don't stick to this rule?
Yeah, we do, Pavel,
Yeah,
absolutely. I think I was surprised when I saw that,
Uh-huh.
that the tests were not there. I didn't want to call him out on it. But, well,
Okay.
I can speak for myself that
Okay.
I do
Okay.
TTT.
Craig, Motosan?
yeah, definitely. I can't say that I write every single test beforehand, but I start with tests and then
Okay.
do some feature the actual logic, and then maybe add the final corner tests cases later.
Okay. Craig, you?
This is one of the rare features, rare situations where I can be holier than thou, because all I've done
Right.
as part of my stories is write tests. So I've been writing tests for tests.
Yeah, because it is very important.
Yes, joking aside, yes, I mean, I think outside of OSRA, occasionally, I'll go and try something in the console or what have you and have a fiddle, but in the main, I write my cucumber, and then when I get stuck, I drill down into RSpec and start doing the stuff that I need to do, and yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's great. Well, Craig, then your turn.
Yeah, a good day. I've Sly's pull requests now been merged, so I need to get on with my story. We've cleared a lot of the backlog. There's nothing blocking me now.
Oh, okay, that's great. Well, we have a good pace now. We have a good chances to finish this sprint normal way. Let's vote. Huh?
Sure.
Okay. So this deletion, is it very important or not? Because it's in the top of the icebox. Motosan.
This deletion. This is something they asked for in the last client meeting. Not the actual deletion, but the fact they raised an issue about the partner ID.
Okay, I say in another way. This icebox, it's actually
An ordered list.
Yes, an ordered list, and you put new stories on the top of it. Why?
Because I just clicked plus and created a story. I did not get into the sorting yet.
Okay, I see. So we need to understand what real ordered list is here. Maybe I don't know. Maybe client should order them, or I don't know. Because now I suggest to take them from the top and estimate them, but it may be not correct.
Actually, it might be a good idea when we have the client meetings, get them to order them.
Okay, but for now I just take it from the top. So deletion, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Huh? Some stories are tagged with phase 0. These are high priority, definitely. But the ones that are not tagged with phase 0, we're waiting for the client to decide on some of them.
So do you want to skip that one if that's not phase 0?
This is what I'm saying. Like maybe it is phase 0, but the client did not specifically say.
Okay.
But at least the ones that says phase 0, we know for sure they need to be on top of the list.
So there are two phase 0 stories that I see.
Why I see sponsor OSRA ID here and here? It's not the same.
Why? And orphan OSRA ID. They are different.
Orphan OSRA ID and sponsor OSRA ID. It's different one.
Yeah.
Okay. So well, we can. Where is it? Oh my God! It's in the okay. So this is phase 0. So this should be placed on the top. Well, let's vote on it then. Okay, describe it, please.
Which one? The orphan OSRA ID. Yes.
Yeah.
Similarly to how we generate an OSRA ID for partner, we need OSRA ID for orphan. Once we get the orphans coming in through the Excel importer, based on the ID, based on the province of the partner that brought in this list. So the first two digits of the OSRA ID will be the province code for the partner, and the remaining, is it 5? Yeah, I think 5 digits are
Mhm. In comparing to sponsor OSRA ID, sponsor OSRA ID is quite
It's more complicated.
complicated. Do we have the same tasks or not? Should we create all fields?
I'm not sure we need to create a field. We may need to show it, but I'm not sure we need to create it because
we are.
it's auto-generated, is it not?
Yes, but similarly to partner ID, we are saving that value in a field. We're just generating it this time.
Okay, so should we create field on the view on which orphan what?
On the view, yes, definitely, yes.
There'll be a field on the view, but there won't be a field in the form, and there'll be an additional column in the database.
In partner ID, we have a column in the database. So I was thinking we would have a partner.
I don't know, maybe I write something wrong. Create a field on the view on which orphan will be selected. It's correct or not?
Yeah, I think yes.
Okay. What else should we do?
On the
Generate ideas.
on the details. Yeah, like the show.
Yep.
What else?
I don't understand what you mean by create a field on the view on which orphan.
Well, I think it doesn't mean create a field. I think it means in the index view show that field.
In the
am I right, Pavel?
Do we have that field or we don't have that field?
No,
we don't currently have that field. We have to create a column in the database, but we don't need a form entry for it because it'll be automatically generated. Is that right, Mortensen?
Yes, exactly, yes.
Okay, what should we do? I have no ideas, really, guys. Tell me, what should we do?
I think we need to create a field in the database, so we need a migration.
It's just interesting. We don't need to create a field for a sponsor ID. It was in database, right?
No, it is.
Well,
yeah,
okay.
we'll need a sequential ID.
In sponsor OSRA ID, we do not have a task for create a field with ID because we already have this field. In orphan OSRA ID situation is different.
No, they're the same, Pavel.
The same. We have that field in the database or not?
No, neither one of them have the database column.
We need to create a field in the database for sponsor OSRA ID, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's better one. Okay, field generate ID. What views should we update?
Index and show.
Update index view with a field. Update show. Or maybe it's enough.
I don't know. I guess Mortensen, what do you think when you view the orphan? The individual orphan? Do you need to see the OSRA ID?
Yes.
I suspect. Yeah, I suspect. That
yes. In the index and in the show.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody can vote or have other questions?
My only point here is that the orphan doesn't have a province, it's the partner who has the province.
Yes,
so
exactly.
We need to reach across from the orphan to the partner to the province.
From the orphan to the list, and from the list to the partner that brought in this list.
So the orphan is not directly associated with a partner?
Yes, it may be very big. Let me look at the ARD diagram. I think it may be a real problem.
It's a violation of the law of Demeter, I suppose. That we're reaching so far from one model into the other.
Orphan OSRA NAM. How orphan province cannot be related to sponsor, guys. How?
Partner.
Not sponsor. Partner has lists, and yes, partner has lists, and a list will have many orphans.
Oh, why this is one-to-one? Orphan and orphan address. Orphan have address. Orphan have province, not partner.
Yes, no, just 1 second. The ID, the 2 digits that we will use to the current address or the original address. They have nothing to do with the addresses of the orphan. They have only to do with the province that the partner is in.
Partner. What is the link between?
So we need to go from orphan to orphan list to partner.
Orphan list. We should go to partner.
Yeah, but that's just basically an orphan has a partner through orphan list, isn't it? No.
Okay, orphan list can orphan list be created without partner?
No.
No.
No, it's the partner who sends the lists.
Okay, and orphan cannot be created without orphan list?
No.
No.
No. Okay, well, when we do not have violation, so we should go to partner and province. Well, okay, not that easy, but we can do it.
Yeah, I brought it up not because I think it's particularly complicated, but just because we're. I think there's a good way to write this and there's a bad way to write this.
Okay.
Gonna make Delete to turn in his grave.
Everybody can vote.
I'll vote by
everybody.
Voice.
Okay.
Okay, no problem. When 3, 2, 1, go.
2.
Well, great.
Perfect.
Wow. Yeah, that's great. Even I, without knowing anything about development, can vote. That's great. Okay, guys. Where is it? Okay, 2. Backlog. Oh, interesting. It counts that our velocity is 3. Okay. Ah, it is here. Actually, it's not 3. It's like 11. Okay. Next one. Orphan priority we already have. Disable new orphan action. Phase 0. Okay, Motasem?
Yes. Now, this is just to make sure that orphans are only created through a list, not through the user. So we don't want to allow the active admin auto-generated form for create to be available to any user.
Why it is not in format of user story?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean that there is in a role as someone with.
I forgot actually how I wrote it, but I cannot look at it now.
Yeah.
What does it say? What does it say? Clear?
Huh?
It just
what
says
does it say?
It is not allowed to create a new orphan from active admin interface.
Yes, I have no ideas who is not allowed it and for what business value of it and so on. You know, it's not in format of user story. It's really a user story or not?
Craig, is this the one that you created, or is this
probably? If it's wrong, probably.
No. Come on, have a higher self-opinion.
Disable new orphan. Yeah.
Remember the one that says we need the request.
It requests a Motasem, doesn't it?
Yeah, but remember when we said we need request specs for making sure delete is not allowed on some models, and I mentioned that create also not allowed on some other models.
Yes.
Is that when you might have created this specific story?
Possibly.
Well, Pivotal thinks it was you, Modison.
Okay, so maybe yeah, I don't have exact. I cannot look at it, but either way, I mean, it is the way I explained it.
So
mean,
yeah, sorry.
I can go and rewrite the way it is explained on the as stated as a story.
Yeah, it is better to do that because it's hard to understand. It seems that I understand it, but when you write it in format of user story, maybe we will understand that you do not need it actually.
Yes.
Something like that. So yeah, okay.
I'll look into it. Yeah.
I mean, I think we do need it, and I think we need to just make sure that we're doing request specs to make sure that it's actually working. We've been having a conversation on it in Slack.
Okay.
It's not only we're hiding the UI, we're actually preventing the application.
Yeah, sure. We will vote on it after it will be written normally. It's okay, no problem. Let's go. What we have? Okay. Oh, that's one. Allow deletion of partners and all of their lists and orphans. Okay, Modasem?
Can you repeat the name?
Allow deletion of partners and all of their lists and orphans.
Yes. Now this is the one I talked today about to the client about, where they said if they make a mistake in the province of the partner, we need to give them a button that allows them to delete the partner along with all the lists that they may have created for this partner, or even orphans that they may have imported already. So we need to delete a partner, and first look for all lists for that partner, look for all the orphans belonging to those lists, delete the lists themselves, then delete the partner.
But it's very dangerous story.
Can I sidetrack a little bit?
Sure.
I have a question about, you know, when we do this Excel import, where is it a goal to make that process idempotent? So
what do you mean?
Well, I mean, an idempotent process is something that you can repeat again and again, and it doesn't change the outcome. So,
if the same list is imported twice, you mean?
Yes, it wouldn't. It would be imported once and then subsequently not duplicate data. So it's really important when you do HTTP requests that anything that needs to be idempotent or anything that isn't idempotent is done through post, puts, and deletes, because the act of following a link can make changes to data and what have you. But if people are importing a spreadsheet and then they delete a partner which may just or one thing that just may be part of a spreadsheet, and then they think that's okay, I'll just import it again. Or going forward, you know, say we don't quite write the import routine, or there's a problem with the data, on the spreadsheet, and someone tries to import it and it comes back with an error on the 75th record of 100, and then they get impatient and try and import it again and again and again, and nothing happens. So they go and see their manager, and then he tries it. You know, you could very quickly.
No, I think this case will not happen, because before we import any of the records, we have to validate the whole sheet. So they will upload the sheet and we validate the whole thing, all of the records. Once all of them are okay, then we import the whole thing.
Okay. But are we still going to make sure we don't have duplicates?
How would you check for duplicates? Like, they can just rename the file, for example, and upload it again.
Yeah,
that will be two different lists for us.
Okay. I just think that if they delete a partner and then upload the spreadsheet again as a different spreadsheet, there's a danger there. And maybe there isn't. Maybe I just don't understand the process well enough myself at the moment.
Well, the story specifies that when the partner is deleted, all of partner lists are deleted, and all the orphans associated with those lists are deleted as well.
But that could just be one item in a spreadsheet, couldn't it?
Sorry, what do you mean?
Yes, there could be one.
I mean, if they're, I don't know how big these spreadsheets are, but if that bit of data just represents a handful of the rows on a spreadsheet, and they delete it and it gets rid of all that data, and then they re-import that spreadsheet in its entirety, it will re-import the deleted data, but will also re-import all the other data as well that hasn't been deleted.
No, I mean, a list is one file, so either import the whole
You
file
blow my mind.
or delete the whole file.
Okay, cool, that's fine.
Okay, guys, but I fear about this story really, because it's something strange. Like, what if someone delete the partner which have a lot of, I don't know, a lot of connections? You shouldn't be able to do that, because one story, if you change in the ID, for example, you change in province of a partner and you relink all your orphans. But another story, if you just delete all of them, I really think that it shouldn't be made this way. I don't know. It's my gut feeling, you know.
It is not ideal, but the way they explained it to me is that what happens is that one of the employees, they have maybe, like they said, 7 to 10 partners only. So one employee will create a partner, and then they will go ahead to the next step where they will upload a list and then start importing those orphans from that list. And then they suddenly realize that the IDs being generated for those orphans is not the right kind of ID, because the first 2 digits are different. So they check and they realize at that time that the partner was created with the wrong province. So they want a way to just roll back the whole thing and create a new partner.
Okay, why can't you just change the partner? Change the ID of partner and automatically relink this, I don't know.
That was the original idea they raised, the original request they raised in the meeting, if you remember, when they said that they want the application to allow editing. Is not, this will only happen in case of mistake, so they don't want to make it part of the normal UI for editing the partner to be able to change the province. Ideally, what they want, they said.
Okay, but what if someone make mistake?
Yeah. So.
What if someone make mistake?
Exactly.
Just delete the partner with 100 orphans. What should we do?
Exactly. Delete those orphans. That's what they said. But they said that they will realize, they will catch this mistake as soon as they start importing those orphans.
Okay, so why we
can database and then start to the best way they imagine this to happen is that the user will create.
But maybe it's better to allow. I don't know why we cannot do it as a support. Like, if they want to create new partner, they just write to us to delete it, and we will delete it. I don't know.
Well, since you know, I don't hear any solutions that really sound good to me either, because Pavel, what you just suggested, it's probably the cleanest way to do it, but it's not really sustainable in the sense that if this happens 2 years from now or 3 years from now.
No, believe me, it is very sustainable. Every project has support, and we will have tons of things that we cannot do in the program, and we will ask support to do that. I don't know, many things that I don't know what we wanted to do, but believe me, we will do something. Yeah.
Just to put it in perspective, they said they have 7 to 10 partners, partners per year. Okay. So I told them that this is yeah. So I told them that this is something. Even whenever they have a new partner, even if they don't have an actual form, I can do it with they will give me the data.
Yes, let's put it into the backlog. Because we really, it's really not the phase 0, phase 1, or phase 2. We can do that later, but for now, if we have 7 to 10 partners, there is no any sense in doing that fast.
The other thing I want to mention is that their ideal solution to this and other similar issues is that they want like an approval will create some model data, and then it goes to their manager. They will review it and then click approve, and at that time it's considered active in the database. Before that, it can be edited. But but they don't want this in phase 0, for example. If approvals is too much to do, to just delay the phase 0, then they're okay without having them.
You won't allow deletion in phase 0?
No, approvals. I mean, approvals. They think approvals is too much for phase 0 because it is just not required.
Okay. Let's do it later. Okay, one more story, or we run out of time? Guys?
What is the next story? I'm okay.
Go on, just one more.
Okay, prevent addition of a province attribute in partner.
Yes,
as an OSRA orphan manager.
This is related to what we've been talking about. So if we allow deletion, that means editing the province is not allowed.
As an OSRA orphan manager, so that the partner's OSRA ID is always accurate, I need the application to prevent changing the province of a partner in the edit page. For now, we can change, right?
Now we can change.
Okay, and we want to prevent it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, why not?
Because if we change and we don't update the ID, we need to allow. Yes. Hello.
We're losing sound.
How about now? Is it okay now?
Yeah, better.
Nick?
I think we lost him again.
No, it's okay now. Okay, for me that story is all right, guys.
Yeah, I would like to ask, I guess, at what level do we prevent this from happening? It's very easy to remove this field from the edit form. Actually, with active admin, I'm not actually sure that it is that easy because the form is shared between the new and the edit views. So if we take it out of one, we basically will lose it completely. So we need to change it at the controller level, I suppose, that the update action on the controller does not allow changing the province.
I would actually take it to the model and use a before update callback.
Yeah, that works.
And then you could just say if old dot what have you is not equal to new dot what have you, then set it back to what it was. Are you with me? You know what I'm on about, don't you?
Yeah, so basically the model itself rejects. Once it's been set, it's frozen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, I can vote, you guys?
Yeah, I think we can do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just do it. Okay, I will count 3 to 0. 3, 2, 1, go. Craig,
no, I'm with you guys. I was hovering between a 1 and a 2, and I'm quite happy with the 1.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, it will be 1. Okay, well, here. Okay, well, MotaSam left us, and I think that it's, for me, I run out of time too, children waiting for me. Okay, guys, I think we do great work. We estimated 2 stories and also groomed some of others. Well, we almost have backlog for the new sprint, actually. That's great. Okay. Okay, any other questions, ideas, suggestions to discuss? Or let's go?
No, I'm happy.
I'm good, yeah.
Okay, great. Then see you tomorrow, guys.
All
Cheers,
right.
guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.